Okay. This fly is important. You'll find the proportions are really important. You know, we've worked on proportions on all the other flies. This one, it's really important. So we're going to start. We got size 12 hooks in your package. We used to do on 14, and you probably want 12 as the biggest you're going to tie, and you work your way down to smaller flies. But 12 might be just a little easier to get the fly right for one time, you know? And after you do a couple of times, and you'll find after you tie, even me, I haven't been tying all week. And so it'll probably take me 5 or 6 tonight before I really get a really good looking one. But it will happen, you know? That's why you got extra hooks to tie a few. You want to start about a half of eye away from the hook eye. So just a little bit in there, okay? And then you're gonna wrap down the hook to a point that's halfway, okay? I'm halfway between the eye, so I'm in the middle of that top part of the hook is called a shank. I'm in the middle of it. So I wrap down halfway, and then you wrap back half of that. Okay, so now you're at a precise location. So traditionally, this fly uses a feather for a wing, and it's a very expensive feather. They're about $1 a piece when you buy them at the store and stuff. But you can also use poly yarn, and each of your packets have some poly yarn in them. And I just take a piece of poly yarn and I just run my bodkin through it a few times. And now I'm going to put it up here and I'm going to measure it to be the length of the shank of the hook. Okay, so you want it that long, and then you're going to put it right on top of the hook, and you put your thread all the way around it. Okay, and then you're going to pull up. That's real important because you want it on top of the shank of the hook. So if you don't pull up, it's going to slide off to the side. And then you're going to take, maybe 3 or 4 wraps right there. Make sure it's on top of the hook. Okay, and then you're going to pull it back, and you're going to put wraps right in front of it. Okay, and what those wraps do is make it stand up. Okay, pretty simple. Now, I'm going to go back to the other side of it. I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm not going to cut it straight like that. I'm going to turn it at an angle. Okay, so I want to cut this at an angle. Okay, so now I'm going to tie it down, going all the way back to the bend of the hook. I'm going to wrap back up on it because I want a taper here. And so I'm going to go back, down, working my way down to the bend of the hook. Now, in your package, you're going to have a couple of fairly large feathers, okay? This is for your tail. So this fluffy stuff out here, that's no good. So you're just going to pull that off, get it out of your way. Okay. Then you're going to take a few fibers that are fairly strong, and just pull them off, just like that. And if you look at this and you start looking at these, you want to get them the length of the shank of the hook again. And this time you're going to tie them on, pulling up, couple of turns. Okay. Then you can cut off these ends. They could be cut off at an angle too. Because what we want to do, and we're close to it right now, we want a nice tapered body. Okay. Next comes the dubbing. You all know how to dub, but this dubbing is what they call super fine, and it's real thin and real fine. Okay. Without static electricity, the world would be a lot better. So remember how I showed you a lot of the other stuff to just pull off just the finest stuff, and make a really tight thing and use extra turns to thicken it up when you need? Well, this stuff, we're doing the same thing with it, okay? But it's super fine, okay? And so we want to get it on there like super thin. And so we'll get it started on there. That might be enough. Let's see. It doesn't take very much. Right down. We start wrapping up. And you're going to stop just a little bit before the wing, okay? Maybe an eye width before the wing. Then you're going to take one of these larger feathers, static. Okay, and look at this. This one's a size 14. It's a little small. And I have a hackle gauge. Eventually, you guys should get a hackle gauge. They're as little as $3 or $4 on a cheap one, and a little more for other ones. But there we go. This is size 12, and that whole feather all the way along it will be size 12. Okay, so we're tying in at the back. So I'm looking at this feather, and it has this. They all have this natural curve to them. And one place they face out, forward like this. The other goes on the other way, they face backwards. Well, dry flies, we need them facing forward. And cut this off. And then I need a little bit to tie on, like that, just a little bit. Okay, and then on the side where I'm going to wrap, I'm going to take just a little bit more off. And the reason we stopped our dubbing where we did is if you try to wrap on dubbing, it'll look pretty bad. So I'm going to tie this on the side and take my thread out in the front. Remember, we left just a little bit of room. And now I'm going to wrap this feather once, twice, 3 wraps underneath the bottom, once, twice. Oh, I can get a lot on this one. 3 wraps, okay? You're going to hold that feather up and you work your thread around it. Okay, I did 3, you can do 2, then a locking wrap, and then another wrap. Now that's locked in there. And so I'm going to put my scissors down there and pressure it till it cuts. Now the only thing I got to do is make a head on the fly. And that's that space that I left when we started, because we didn't start right up against the eye. We left a little space there. So I can pull the hackle back, just wet my fingers and pull the hackle back and try and get it. And there we go. Now, if you tie these for competition, you're going to absolutely have to use a whip finisher, because they're going to judge you on every wrap. So I did it one time just because I don't like to use head cement. I put it on a second time. Just cut your thread, and you have a Light Cahill. Simple as that. Didn't take very long, but it's a nice fly.